dynamics, if you want to understand dynamics, I mean to say any ERP, if you want to learn any ERP, the first most important is you need to imagine like you are running your business. You are running one company. So even though you are working in a software company, you need to imagine like you are running your business and you are receiving material from the vendor and you are selling material to the customer. Here receiving material is called purchase or procurement. We are receiving material means we are receiving, suppose take the example laptops, washing machines, LEDs, refrigerators, anything, anything you are purchasing and you are selling. So whenever you are purchasing material, then we will receive invoice. We will receive invoice against that material. So that means vendor invoice. So whenever you are receiving material, then along with this material, you will receive invoice. That is called vendor invoice. Once you received invoice, you will not pay immediately the amount. You are not going to pay immediately the amount. You will take some time. That time is called terms of payment. You will take some time. It may be 1 month, it may be 45 days, it may be 2 months, like that you will take, and then you will do the payment. So while receiving invoice, in the system, it should be posted some transactions. It should be posted some transactions. So one is debit, another one is credit. So commerce people, they will use the word debit and credit. For science people, you can imagine like it is positive and it is negative. Positive and negative. So we are receiving material means inventory value is increasing. Inventory value is increasing. And I need to pay money to the vendor. So that is vendor. So simply, as per commerce, inventory receipt account data to vendor account credit. This is commerce terminology. In commerce terminology, inventory receipt account data to vendor account credit. Okay, always debit will be represented front and credit will be represented back. Okay, so debit inventory account and vendor account credit. Otherwise, if it is not material, if it is expense items, expense items means suppose I am purchasing A4 stationery. I am purchasing, take the example, tissue papers. I am purchasing water bottles. Then it is, instead of inventory, it is purchase expenses. Either one you need to do it. So whenever you are doing vendor invoice, either purchase expenses account data to vendor account credit, purchase expenses account data to vendor account credit, or inventory receipt account data to vendor account credit. Either one you can do. Okay, so this is invoice posting. Terms of payment means you are doing payment after receiving invoice copy. Maybe there is a time gap between invoice and payment is terms of payment. So that means, So the payment day is called due date. Due date is equal to transaction date. That means invoice posted date. Invoice date plus terms of payment is due date. Okay, the agreement between your vendor and your company. The agreement between your vendor and your company is terms of payment. Next, payment. While doing payment, your cash balance or bank balance will be decreased, minus. And vendor account, here vendor account debit, here it is credit, sorry, here it is credit, now it is debit, then it will be nullified, means it will become zero. Suppose 1000 rupees worth of material you have received invoice. Initially 1000 credit or minus 1000 will be posted at the time of invoice, and while doing payment you are doing positive plus. Then it is, if it is posted positive, then it will become zero. Here negative 1000, positive 1000, it will become zero. My cash balance or bank balance will be decreased. Okay, so this part we understood. Vendor invoice, vendor payment. Vendor invoice, vendor payment. The gap between invoice and payment is terms of payment. Same vice versa. Once you are purchasing, you need to sell the material. So customer invoice. Customer invoice. In this, it is inventory is decreasing, because you are selling material means you are dispatching material. Then in your data, the amount will be decreased. The amount will be decreased. Inventory issue. And customer account will be debited because I am going to receive money. Customer account data to inventory issue credit. But in between there are some more inventory value, that is sales value. Sales value will be created. This sales value is called in the system sales revenue account credit. And cost of goods, COG, cost of goods account data to inventory issue account credit. This is sales value. Suppose you have purchased at the rate of 1000. So to vendor I need to pay 1000 and I have paid 1000, 0. Now definitely I will not sell this item with 1000 only. Definitely I will make some margin. So it may be I am selling at the rate of 1200. So from the customer also I'm going to receive 1200. Now my cost of the material, whenever I'm purchasing, the cost of the material is 1000. So here it will be posted 1000 debit. And credit 1000 inventory. So inventory value, suppose the first invoice, here inventory value is debit. Now inventory value is credit. Then it will become 0. Okay, this is customer invoice. The difference between sales revenue versus cost of goods is profit. Okay, profit will be represented in income statement. It is credit. Many people will confuse about this word also. We'll discuss that one. See, look at this one. It is 1200 credit, 1000 debit. The difference is 200 credit. 200 credit is a profit. Fine. After that, definitely customer also will not pay immediately. The same, customer also will not pay the amount immediately. There will be terms of payment. Customer may pay as per agreement between my company and customer. There will be terms of payment. Based on that, customer will do the payment. So in India, we'll call it as customer receipt. In India, we'll call it as customer receipt. But the global word from Microsoft, it is customer is paying money. So it is customer payment. Actually, it is a receipt, to be frankly. But it is Microsoft is terming as payment. So if you want, you can rename with the small customization. If the client, if you are implementing in India or Asia region or Gulf region, wherever payment is there, customer payment. So instead of customer payment, you can rename this one with the help of developer. Okay. If customer is asking you like, I don't want customer payment, I want customer receipt. Okay. So while doing receiving money, your cash balance or bank balance will be increased. So that means positive. And then customer account debit. Sorry, customer account credit. That means negative. Okay, here at the time of customer invoice, it is debited. Now at the time of customer payment, it is credited. That 1200, suppose he has paid, then it will become 0. It will become 0. So in balance sheet, this 1000 will be posted. In P&L, in this also posted. The difference between these two is a profit. Okay, you have paid 1000 to the vendor, but you have received through cash, you have received 1200. So the profit is 200. Okay, fine. So now, is it clear? Any doubt in these 4 transactions? These are the 4 transactions you are going to you learned from last 1 week, whatever we have attended. That sessions you understood. Okay. These 4 transactions only you need to learn some more days. You need to understand in depth about. On top of this one, you need to understand, first you understand terms of payment. And I have discussed about cash discount also, but not completely. Okay, it's not completely discussed. Just I have shown introduction about cash discount. So, okay, Monday, I mean to say next Friday, we'll discuss about cash discount once again. So to understand about debits and credits, chart of accounts. So as per commerce, there are 3 golden rules. 3 golden rules. The first one is personal account. So debit the giver, debit the receiver, credit the giver. This is you have learned golden rule, personal account. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So how can I remember, like what is this supply means? Debit the receiver means customer is receiving invoice. Customer is receiving invoice, the receiver. And credit the giver means Vendor is giving material to me. So this is the receiver means debit the receiver. Actually, the material receiver. If you understand like this, it will be used. The material giver. If you if you add small thing material, then you can remember easily. Debit the receiver means the material receiver. Credit means the giver. The giver means the material giver. So material is giving to my company. It is credit. The first document invoice. This is the material receiver. Who is receiving? Customer is receiving material. Okay. Next. One more golden rule. Nominal account. And then real accounts. One more, real accounts. What is this real accounts? Can anyone recap? Real accounts.
Debit the receiver credit.
Real accounts. So this is personal account, am I right?
Yeah.
Debit what comes in, credit what goes out.
Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Yes. So for this one, this is for personal account means this is for customer and vendor. This is for balance sheet account. This is for balance sheet. This is for nominal account is for income statement. Or income statement or profit and loss account statement. So debit what comes in means here whenever you are doing money like money, we are receiving money here. Debit means what comes in. So here for the customer, I'm receiving money. I'm receiving money, positive. Credit means what goes out. The amount is going out. Here, credit. So during balance sheet items, so cash or bank, what comes in? Here, what goes out. And nominal accounts are incomes. Nominal accounts means what it is. Can anyone tell me?
Debit all expenses and losses.
All expenses are losses. Credit
Debit all incomes and gains.
All incomes
And gains.
gains. Okay. So look at this one here. Debit means positive. I told you. The expenses is positive. It is quite opposite in your mindset. Expenses is positive. Here, this side, debit is good, credit is kind of bad. Means your money is going out. But here, it is quite opposite. Quite opposite. Debit expenses or losses is positive and incomes is negative. If you remember this one, it will be very much clear. This is confusion to every mind. People will think like this is expenses or losses should be negative, but it is positive. And incomes are negative. So the reason behind this is the darkness in that left side positive, right side negative, so that chart of accounts or trial balance or total chart of accounts COA is equal to balance sheet plus profit and loss account total. At any point of time it should be 0. The total should be 0 at any point of time. At any point of time, total should be 0. Give me a minute. What happened? Okay, total trial balance is equal to 0. Okay, so balance sheet means asset and liability. Asset and liabilities. Assets will be represented in positive. Liabilities will be represented in negative. Next, profit and loss account. Here, profit is shown as incomes or revenues, and losses will be shown as expenses. Total equal to 0. Here, revenues, it is income or revenue, it is negative. This is the only confusion to any person whoever is working in commerce or whatever it is. Here it is revenues are negative. Revenue or income. Revenue or income is negative. And then expenses are losses. Here it is positive. This is the only confusion for any mind. If you are remember, like the behavior is completely opposite this side, then you can remember forever and there will not be any confusion. Assets positive, liabilities negative, revenue or income is negative, it is negative, losses is positive. So the trial balance or chart of accounts is divided into balance sheet and profit and loss account statement or income statement. So one is what comes in, it is applicable, what comes in, it is applicable, what goes out. Assets positive, liabilities negative, income negative, expenses positive. Income or profit is negative. Loss or expenses is positive. So one assets, two liabilities, and there is one more bifurcation as per Microsoft. It is the 3 equities, but as per commerce only 2 assets and liabilities. But as per Microsoft Dynamics best practices, 3 equities also came into the picture. 4 revenue and 5 expenses. These 5 expenses are bifurcated into 2 expenses. One is purchase expenses, another one is 6 expenses. What is this purchase expenses means? Material expenses. Material, if you are purchasing, that is called cost of goods or material expenses. And 6 expenses. Expenses means employee salaries and employee expenses. Okay, 7 other incomes and 8 appropriation. So chart of accounts as a best practice, chart of accounts are classified into 1 assets, 2 liabilities, 3 equities. All these 3 are balance sheet items. 4 sales revenue. 5 cost of goods or purchase expenses. 6 expenses. There will be a lot of expenses to run your business. You need to purchase, you need to arrange facilities to employees. You need to have so many things you need to arrange. That is expenses. And 7 other income. Actually, other income is very less, very few other incomes. Always you are getting revenue through sales only. Okay, next 8 appropriation. Here appropriation means it is the net profit and gains you are calculating. Your like accountants, they will do a lot of calculations to reach some value like net profit. That is appropriation. So the first 3 parts is balance sheet. This is balance sheet, and last 5 is income statement or profit and loss account. This all together is called chart of accounts or trial balance. Okay, so till now we have discussed the same thing. Chart of accounts or trial balance is classified into trial balance is equal to balance sheet plus profit and loss account is equal to 0. This profit and loss account is also called income statement. So balance sheet is bifurcated into assets and liabilities, and profit and loss account is bifurcated into incomes and gains, expenses and losses. So income is positive, income is negative, and expense is positive. So if you remember this income negative, expenses positive, there will not be any confusion. So here negative means credit. So income is showing negative. Yeah, Sai is asking some question. Is cost allocation among business unit?
Usually we do some cost allocation, no, sir. At the month end, we allocate cost between the business units. So is that cost allocation also comes under the part of this appropriation?
But the cost allocation means, can you please elaborate what exactly that means? What you will do?
For suppose our head branch is incurring some overhead expenses, sir, like salaries and the maintenance expenses like electricity and the office rent expenses, etc. So, but the end of the month, what we will do, we will segregate head office related expenses to the sub branches, because it's not a revenue generated entity, no, sir, that corporate view. So that classification we do into the sub BUs. Whatever the cost which the main office incurring, that cost we proportionately segregate into the revenue generated entities.
Okay, fine. That is fine. Whatever you said, it is correct. But in the system, it is not required to do all those things really, because we have a clear picture about like costing. Suppose there is a overhead charges. That overhead charges also we have in the system financial dimensions. There is financial dimensions, and then there are inventory dimensions, and there are categories, cost categories. Okay, all these things will distribute automatically in the system. In Dynamics, we will not post separately one-to-one head. This will be covered automatically. Whatever it is expenses, whatever it is incomes, you are not going to do a separate exercise. Based on this one, it will be posted automatically. This is for finance, this is for logistics, and this is for manufacturing cost categories. So in our system, as I told you, we have modules. So in this module, it is inventory financial dimensions. It will be covered in this inventory dimensions, and you are talking about manufacturing overhead charges. that is cost categories. It will be covered, and here also cost categories. So in project management and accounting, it will cover cost categories, and in the manufacturing also it is cost categories that will be covered. And I mean to say, while doing transaction itself, it will be calculated. And this is T&L. This one and this one, both are SCM called. So majorly this one, this is advanced warehouse management. It is different function. Okay. So in this, it will be covered inventory dimensions. So with this one, automatically the expenses, whenever it was incurred, it will be posted inventory. Okay, fine. Good. Fine. Let me go back. So you need to understand first, initially from last 1 week, 10 days, I'm teaching a lot. So all those things, if you go through my video recording session one more time, like a story writer, like suppose you are listening TV, you are listening in olden days TV, or listening YouTube kind of thing, try to play whatever I have taught from last 1 week, 10 days, try to play that one and you can do your work. If suppose you are doing some of your personal work on weekends, you can play that one. Only you need to practice these 4 transactions. That's it. Remaining all are, don't look at that. Knowledge, for knowledge purpose, I'm introducing so many words, almost 7-8 hours we have discussed. So all those things, many people are asking me like, what I have to practice in the system. You are explaining so many things, but only one thing you need to discuss, 4 items: vendor invoice, vendor payment, customer invoice, customer payment. That's it. You need to do it, that one in the system. And if you have time, my suggestion is make a friendship with one person, any person, your colleague now in this group. Anyhow, people are introducing yourself, and I'm telling you, this is the till now. This is my biggest batch. This is the biggest batch till now. Okay, earlier it is many people are joining, but this is the biggest batch. So I want very conscious, and I need to explain this batch very successful. I want everyone should be placed in this group, whoever is joining. That is my motto. Money is secondary, as I told you many times to many people. Money is secondary. First one is everyone should be placed, and this is a biggest batch. So I will also take care much on this batch completely. Even it is extended some more days. As I told you, like if it is not completed in 2.5 months, if it is extended, please bear with me. I will try to deliver as much as possible. But my concern or my request is, anyhow you are introducing in the group, that's good. At least speak each other. So what you have to speak. So if you are if you are friends, then you will discuss with politics. You will discuss with play games, cricket, tennis, whatever the topic. But try to discuss with your friend dynamics. 10-15 minutes, not more than that. Not more than that. 10-15 minutes. Try to speak to your friend. Your friend means in this batch or whoever it may be. If it is suppose your brother is working in a company, then you can discuss with your friend, your brother, whoever it may be. Try to start discussing to the opposite person. Try to initiate yourself. Speak about the product, what you know, what you understand. 10-15 minutes. Slowly, you need to speak 1 hour at least. And after 1 month or something, you should be able to position to speak about the dynamics product at least 1 hour. Then you are in the race. Okay, you need to speak because everyone listen this application. Everyone can understand this application. But the problem is like expression, because you are a junior employee. Of course, there are many people 10 years experience, even 12 years, 15 years experience people also there in this group. I'm very happy. But the problem is you are junior. The reason behind you are not working in this tool only. In this Microsoft Dynamics is a one tool, one ERP. That tool you don't have experience, but you have experience. So you need to speak with the opposite person. you need to speak with the opposite person about the product. That's it. Okay, fine. So let me go to the application. Let me show you this, whatever we have discussed. These 4 transactions. Let me show you quickly. In 15-20 minutes, I will discuss with you. So 4 transactions, as I told you, 4 transactions you need to practice. So in this vendor invoice, actually there are 5 scenarios are there. There are 5 scenarios. In this, I will show you one invoice journal. Second one is purchase order to invoice. Okay, invoice. So vendor payment, one is cash payment. Actually, one scenario only. But inside, one is cash payment, another one is bank payment. So within this one is cash payment, another one is bank payment, and another one is partial payment. One is partial payment, another one is settle against invoice, another one is proposal. So these are the one screen only, 5 parts: cash payment, bank payment. While doing this one, you can do partial payment, settle against invoice, or proposal, payment proposal. And customer invoices, 2 scenarios. Customer invoice, 2 scenarios. One is free text invoice. Next one is sales order to invoice. Customer payment, same process, 1 scenario, 5 options. Okay, all these things, let us understand one by one. Let me go to the application. The first one is vendor invoice. So vendor invoice means first invoice journal. So 5 options why it was given, we will discuss later. This is without any item. This is without any item. This is with item. Means item means trading item. This also here, the same procedure. Without any item. This is with item. Okay. So invoice journal, first let us see invoice journal. Accounts payable, collapse all, invoices, invoice journal. Without item means you are purchasing item, but that item is you are not selecting in the drop down. In the transaction, you are not selecting item. So suppose you are purchasing water bottles. So click on new, select the invoice, go to lines, okay, date is coming from somewhere else. This is a voucher number coming from somewhere else. Those 2 things you will understand slowly. Okay, and whenever I'm looking at this one, people are getting some errors. Okay, if you are getting error related to financial calendar, fiscal calendar. Then let me show you here. The most important is general ledger, collapse all, ledger setup, ledger. Let me write down the path. Our most important path is ledger. Means it is head, human head. If you are comparing ERP with the human head is how it is important. Without head, no one can survive. In the same manner, this ledger is important. Okay, so the path is general ledger, ledger setup, ledger is important. So you need to go to ledger. This is a human being head of the human being like this. In this, what is the calendar? Fiscal. What is the calendar is? Fiscal. So this is the calendar, but it is opening ledger calendar. But I don't want ledger calendar, fiscal calendar I want. So what is the calendar name here? Fiscal. So that first you need to note down. It is fiscal. Now you can go to calendars, fiscal calendars. Okay, here it is fiscal calendar, but it is CAL, but not fiscal. So you can drop down, you can select the drop down, select fiscal. This is fiscal calendar. So in your system, maybe it is available up to this one only. Then this fiscal calendar, you need to click on new year. You need to click on new year. Then it will show you up to 22 available. Now 23. 1/1/23 to December 23. Whatever the period it is there. I'm sorry. Here it is creating. You need to create this one. You need to create. So if I'm clicking on, so at this point it is 22 available. Jan 1st, 22, 21. Next one is 22 means Jan 1st, 22 to December 31st, 22. Now if I'm clicking on new year, it will ask you 1/1/23 to December 31st, 23, year 2023, create. Automatically new financial year will be created. Okay, the warning message is not an issue. Leave it. This is cost accounting and it is different function. Okay, at this point it is not required. Let me write down. This is actually for my purpose. I'm just copy pasting. This is not required for you. What is this USPT and what is this? We'll discuss later. Leave it. Don't worry on that one. It is a warning, but it is created. It is created. Okay. So in your demo data, suppose up to 21 is available. We are doing transaction in 22. This financial year is not there. It will throw error messages while creating and posting. So you need to remember, you need to verify. The first one is you need to come to ledger and you need to verify what is the calendar map. What is the calendar map? That name you need to note down in your mind. If it is CAL, it can be mapped any calendar. Look at this one. Any calendar can be mapped. So whatever the name it was mapped here, that name you need to go to calendars, fiscal calendars. You need to select from the drop down that calendar. This is the calendar name. And in this calendar, the financial year related to this current month, March 22, should be exist in this one. So March 22 is this period, should be exist. If you want this one, if it is in case it is not there, you have to click on new year. You have to click on new year, automatically it will create automatically. If it is SAP, to create this calendar, it may take 1 hour to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. But in Dynamics F&O, it is 1 minute. It is very, very user friendly. Okay, fine. So the calendar is, we have verified. Now the first document, invoice, vendor invoice, invoice journal you are learning. This one invoice journal you are learning without any item. So date and voucher number is coming. The customer, sorry, vendor name or vendor number, we need to select vendor number. Suppose I'm selecting 1005 Rama Enterprises. Any vendor you can select. Then you have received invoice copy. That invoice number you need to enter. Invoice number which is received from the vendor. That number you need to enter. And the date, it may be today or it may be yesterday or it may be day before yesterday. Whatever the date it may be, you are selecting. And then whenever you are doing vendor invoice, it is personal account. The material giver, the material is giving by vendor, material giver is credit. That is the reason credit. Suppose it is $25. What is this means? Water bottles I have purchased. Something you have purchased. This is not a water bottles. Why you have purchased? Not for selling, for your employees, for your internal employees. You are facilitating. You need to facilitate a lot for your employees. You are purchasing water bottles. You are purchasing A4 stationery. You are purchasing pens. You are purchasing notepads. You are purchasing tissue papers. You are purchasing many things. Okay, next here, this is the expenses. Suppose water bottle expenses, it is one ledger account is there, one main account, that account you need to map it. It is 6 series, and if it is whatever the expenses, you need to select that one. Suppose water bottle expenses, if it is there, you can select. Whatever it is, that you need to select. Okay, so I'm just selecting any account, but in the real-time scenario, whatever you are purchasing material, whatever you are purchasing the item, it is expense item, that expenses you need to select. Okay, and save. So here it will show you debit and credit. This is expenses debit and credit. One is accounting currency, next one is reporting currency. Okay, currencies we will discuss. One is accounting currency, one is reporting currency. And here journal also there. What it means, you can post one more transaction also. Look at this one, the difference between these two. You have purchased water bottles and you have purchased notepads. Purchase notepads. It is $20. I can enter here. Notepads expenses, something expenses I need to enter. Something. Okay, now I'm saving. Look at this one. The first line is $20. Selected line is $20. So debit, credit, $20. But the entire amount is $45. That is 45. If you select second line,
Sir, can I take a different vendor name in this line?
Yeah, you can select any vendor.
Okay.
You can select any vendor. Suppose it is not this vendor, you are purchasing from some other vendor. Yes. Yes, you can do it. And
Okay,
now offset account, I can select. What are the expenses? So this expenses, exactly whatever the account is there, the account number is correct, that you are mapping. Okay, you can post. Okay, now if you want to verify the voucher, the first line is $25. The first line is $25. Now, if you click on voucher, it will show you the $25 voucher. And if you select the second line, and if you click on voucher, it will show you second line voucher $20, $20. Because these two are different vouchers. Look at this one, voucher number. This is 372 voucher number. This is 373 voucher. Okay, so as per here, it is purchase expenses account data to vendor account credit. That's what is posted. Expenses account data to any expenses 6 series expense account data to vendor account credit minus. So it is showing in three account amounts: accounting currency, this is company currency or accounting currency, this is reporting currency, this is transaction currency. What is this? We'll discuss in coming sessions. Okay, so here it is showing positive without any sign means positive, this is negative. But here it is both are showing without any sign, means it is front is showing debit, back is showing credit. So that is the reason it is accounting terminology. Debit will be shown for front, credit will shown negative. That is the reason I'm giving space whenever if you observe. To account always it will show you like this. This like this. So here there is no sign, but the symbol is front is debit, back is credit. In this it is showing positive and negative. In this positive and negative, but only here it is showing front is debit, back is negative. Okay, this is invoice journal. So we'll do vendor purchase order invoice. The first form we understood. Invoice journal. Next one is purchase order to invoice, that is accounts payable, purchase orders, all purchase orders. It is loading now. Give me a minute. So click on new. These are the tabs. Here we are clicking on new button. Select from the drop down the vendor account number. So I'm entering 1005. Any vendor is fine, you can select. And while doing purchase order invoice, site and warehouse is mandatory. So we'll discuss in T&L site and warehouse a lot later. Under one site you need to create warehouses. Okay, we'll discuss that one later. So for logistics, site and warehouse is mandatory and must. Okay, and item, select item. So in your demo data, you will find 1000. You can select that item. How many quantity you are purchasing? Suppose 5 quantity. So just give me a second. It is getting saved. Okay, it was saved. Once it is purchase order is created, the sequence steps are in this purchase order invoice. The sequence steps are purchase order creation, purchase order confirmation, then product receipt, and then vendor invoice. So detailed explanation I have given in the one hour I have given clear explanation. Please go through that video so that you can understand. Whoever is newly joined, please go through my video and let me know once you are if you have any doubts. Purchase order creation, confirmation, product receipt, and invoice. We are doing that one. Purchase order creation. Next step is confirmation. So there are 2 buttons in generate area page. These are tabs. These are tabs. Purchase tab. Generate area page, confirmation, actions, confirm. Both are same. In this, you can take a printout. In this, without any printout, you are doing. Without printout. That's it. In this, it will allow you to select printout. In this, we are not selecting. Either one, you can use it. So I'm using small button confirm instead of confirmation. So the status of the purchase order will be changed to approved. The status of the purchase order changed to approved. Okay, approved to confirm. I'm sorry, approved to confirm. Next one is receive tab, generate area page, product receipt means material is received. Product receipt means material is received. So I'm doing product receipt here. So product receipt number you need to enter. So I have explained detailed like product receipt means the vendor dispatch document number. So whenever you are doing this one means vendor is sending material, along with the material one document will be given. That document number you need to enter here. That is called vendor dispatch document number. Vendor dispatch document number. So that you need to enter. So this is while practicing it is dummy number, but in real time scenario it is most important. The date you need to enter. This document when it was generated. The date maybe today, maybe yesterday, maybe day before yesterday. So in this application is time zone is USA time zone. That is the reason it is showing 19th March, but in India it is 20th March. 20th March morning, but in USA it is 19th March evening, night at 8:30. This is the time. Okay, no problem. I'm proceeding. Give me a minute. Okay, small mistake here. Let me close this one. Let me close. So while doing product receipt, be remember while doing product receipt, you need to select ordered quantity. Oh, I'm sorry, shutdowning. There is a system issue. I'm really sorry. In 2 minutes, it will be restarted. Just to give me, bear with me 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes. From last 2 days, I'm getting some this kind of problem. I need to check with the concerned person what is going on. Same Rajshekar.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Sir, under one legal entity, I have two business units.
Okay.
So I'm taking one service from the particular vendor. So instead of raising two invoices for two business units, I'm in a plan to raise one invoice for both the units. So
Okay.
in purchase order, how can we do this segregation, sir? This business unit A and B segregation.
Okay. So I will show you, but once again, remind me after some time, but I will show you where it is, what it is. So 2 items or 1 item?
Two items, sir. I mean, for business unit A and for business unit B. So instead of raising two different purchase orders, I'm going to raise one common purchase order for because vendor is same for both the business units.
So you are purchasing 2 items, am I right?
Yes, sir. One for business unit A and one for business unit B.
Yeah. Okay. I will show you. Give me a minute. It's loading now. Actually, this server or services, everything is Microsoft controlled. Okay, sometimes we can't do anything. So this is shutdowning. The reason behind this, this is a little bit older version, 1.5 year back version, and this is not a completely 100% licensed, am I right? It is a trial version. Sometimes Windows, it is throwing warning message like your Windows is like I'm going to say Windows license key is expired. License key is expired. That's what it is shutdowning the system continuously. Okay, I will check with Rajshekar today if it is what is the problem because suddenly it was shut down. It should not be like that. So from last 2 days I'm facing this problem. Otherwise, I will reinstall this system once again. That is the only solution. Okay, no problem. Accounts payable module. Purchase orders, all purchase orders. Just give me a minute. It's loading now. Okay, the last purchase order is created and it is not received material. I mean to say while doing product receipt, it was shut down the system. So it was not completed. So let me do once again product receipt. So I'm entering product receipt number. As I told you, this is the most important number. Vendor dispatch document number, whatever it is there, you need to enter date. Okay, here, remember in this order quantity you need to select. If it is not selected in this one from the drop down, you need to select order quantity. If it is not selected, then escalation mark is there and lines are not there. So it is must, you need to select order quantity. You need to select order quantity. If you want to understand all these things, it is logistics related topic. So you need to select order quantity. Then escalation mark will be gone. Just a minute. It's gone and line details are filled. Okay, I'm clicking on OK. Okay, fine. Now product receipt is updated. Mhm. Okay, product receipt is updated. So after that, I'm doing invoice. Product receipt means the material is increased. On-hand inventory will be increased. So detailed more than 1 hour session I have explained. You can revisit my video recording session for this each and every process. Now I'm doing invoice. I'm doing invoice. So invoice number. This is also invoice number you need to receive from the vendor. That number you need to enter and a date. Okay, once it is entered, you need to click on update mass status. It is passed. What is this update status? You will understand later. Passed. Now click on post button. Click on post button. So invoice is updated. Okay, invoice is updated. So this is second part. It is completed. Vendor invoice without item. This is with item. So while doing, actually, I think Sai is asking him, right? Sai Valabhin, right? You're
Yes,
asking
sir.
about. So you are asking about two business units. So the first item, you can select financial dimensions, business unit, and select second item. Whenever you are entering, select second business unit. Then first item will be posted expenses to first business unit. Second item will be posted to second business unit. Clear?
Yes,
While,
sir. It's
while doing this one, you can try this one. If you want really, let me know. I will show you once again next session. Okay, you can try. First item is first business unit. Second item, second business unit. So line details, business unit. This is for item expenses. And for header also, business unit is there. That is for vendor. Financial dimensions I need to explain you. Still I have not explained. After that only I can explain to everyone. Just I'm giving you clarification only. Okay.
sure, sir. Sir, and one more question. If I want to review the P&L by business unit wise, is it possible, sir? Because we are taking expenses into two different units. If I take the P&L at entity level, both the expenses will reflect in one legal entity. So if I want to have the segregation between the business units, I mean expenses by segregation between the business unit A and B, is it possible to view, sir, in P&L side?
Yes. So
In
I
how much-
told you. Yeah, I told you one of the important form ledger. Am I right? This is one of the important. Me, human being head. I told you. Okay. So then let us go to that one. General ledger. General ledger. So ledger setup, ledger. Team, remaining people, I will explain you later. You will understand that one later. Whatever he is asking, I'm just giving clarifications. In this, you can select balance unit, business unit as balancing financial dimension. Okay, Sai? You can map here business unit.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Then it will be balancing. I mean to say business unit wise, trial balance, profit and loss account, income statement, everything can be generated.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Trial balance wise, it will be tallied.
Okay.
Okay.
And sir, and one last question. Acha, do we maintain this fiscal year at company code level, sir, or at chart of account level?
It is company level, company and chart of account, both company level only.
Okay.
So what do you mean by chart of accounts code level?
I mean, if two or three company codes having common chart of accounts, I mean, can we maintain this fiscal year at chart of accounts level? I mean, for few of the companies maintain different fiscal year, no? So such a time we have to maintain at company code level, I guess.
So if it is like that, so the first demo session I'm going to you, this demo session, I told you enterprise level data, ERP concepts. I need to explain you this one, then we can discuss in depth about that one, whatever you are asking.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. It is enterprise level data concept. I need to explain you. Then only you can understand. So, but write down as a pending point in your notes and remind me after 1 month or something. Remind me if I am not attempting your questions. Currently, I'm postponing your answer. Whatever you are asking, I'm postponing, but it will be covered in 1 month. But write down as a pending point which Satya has to explain. Okay. Fine. So next, vendor invoice, two different methods we learned. And vendor payment, let us understand. Vendor payment. Okay, after terms of payment. So terms of payment also, while doing invoice, we can, while doing purchase order or invoice, we can select terms of payment in the header level. In the header level, we can map terms of payment. In this, price and discounts, you can map terms of payment. Here, you can map the terms of payment. Based on this terms of payment, while doing invoice, this. Fine. We'll discuss that one in detail. Already one session it was discussed. If you want further, we'll discuss later. Now payment. So payments, vendor payment journal. So click on new vendor payment. This is vendor payment lines. So after this session, next session will be on Friday. Okay, on Friday 25th. We will continue on 25th. Okay, so as I told you, I have some other personal works on these 4 days. 25th we will connect. 25th morning we will connect once again. Fine. Now we have generated invoices. For that we are doing payment. So suppose Rama Enterprises, select. Now you can do partial payment, means you are entering directly some amount debit. So if you are doing vendor payment, means your cash or bank balance will be decreased and vendor account debit. Vendor account debit. That's what vendor account debit. And you can select you can enter partially, or you can enter select settle transaction settlement, means against invoice. And the third one is payment proposal. There are 3 options. So payment proposal I will discuss with you later. First I'm showing you settle transactions. Then today whatever we have generated invoice copies, that it will show you. We have generated invoice for $20 or $25 invoice journal, and some transactions we have posted, that it will show you here. Look at this one. This is the invoice it was posted, and this is purchase order invoice posted. Invoice number is 372-001 BH0304-001. You can select this one. And if you want to do partial payment, you can select. So how much amount you want to do the payment? 495. So click OK. Means 4,495 instead of that one. I'm paying only 495 to the vendor. And here there are 2 options. One is cash, one is bank. If it is a cash, you need to select ledger. And then you need to do a selection of petty cash. It is 110180. The account, the cash account. It will show you 110180. So accounts, whatever it is there, cash. Otherwise, you can select bank also. And you can do the payment and post. Okay, voucher if you want, you can verify. Vendor account data to cash account credit, cash ledger account. So here, look at this one. Vendor balance account debit and cash account, petty cash account, it is paid. It will be posted. So in the same manner, let us understand accounts receivable. All our accounts payable will end. So this we have learned. Vendor invoice 2 different ways and vendor payment. This is accounts payable. Now accounts receivable we are learning. So one is fixed invoice, one is sales order invoice. So here accounts receivable invoices, pretext invoices without any item. If you are providing some service to the customer, it is a pretext invoice. Click on new. So select the customer. Any customer is fine, your wish. and based on the terms of payment, due date will be changed. So here 30 days, it is 30 days means March 31st to April 18. If it is 1 month, it is 19th April. It will update automatically 19th April. So due date, terms of payment. Okay, and revenue account I'm selecting. Some service revenue have provided. So some services have provided to the customer. I'm selecting revenue. Suppose this is $120. Now post. So credit limit is one more functionality. It is hitting credit limit. So for 1005, which is one of the topic I need to cover on Friday, I will discuss with you about credit limit. It is most important because you will face whenever you are practicing, you will face challenges. This credit limit topic, I thought I will explain you later, but every time you will get errors, I will explain you on Friday. Please remind me. The next topic is credit limit. One topic. First, I will discuss with you this credit limit, and then it will discuss further more. Because everywhere you are going to get error messages. If you are getting error messages, that is not looks good. And how to mitigate that one means this one only. I will explain you about credit limit on next coming Friday. $1005. So in detail explanation I will show you on Friday, 25th March. So let me scroll down. So here credit limit is there, but it is $1. So what is this? We'll discuss this one later. Suppose I'm entering 10,000 something. So I'm clicking OK. So even it is updating, actually this is a warning message only. It is not a error message. It is a warning message. If I click OK, it will allow you to post. No issues. It will be posted, but it is a warning message. So credit limit topic I will discuss with you on Friday, so that there will not be any hurdles to you to practice. To practice, it will not hurdle to you, but you can proceed. For time being, please bear with me. And suppose these 4 days if you are practicing, I want to give you one suggestion. Remember, you need to go to, for time being, so workspaces, feature management, workspaces, feature management. All workspaces, feature management, all. Okay, here you need to verify by drop downing here. You can drop down here by filtering by credit. So if it contains credit, then you will find credit management. So if it is enabled, please disable this one. It will be enabled, green circle checkbox will be there. Then here disable button will be there. Disable now, that you need to click. Otherwise you will face errors. So you need to wait for Friday session. For time being, if it is enabled in your system, if it is enabled, try to disable now. Then it will allow you to post. Otherwise you will get error. So operation completed. This is a warning message only. Don't worry on this one. It's a warning message. But if it is enabled, you cannot post. It will be cancelled. If it is enabled this checkbox, it will be cancelled and you cannot proceed the transaction. You will get errors. So don't enable that one. Verify that it is enabled or not. If it is enabled, please remove that one. Okay, if you verify the voucher, this one, if it is verified, if you verify the voucher, once it is posted, the transaction, last transaction is, give me a minute. If you want to see the voucher, you can select the specific transaction. You can click on invoice journal. You can click on invoice journal and verify the voucher. The relevant information, whatever relevant transaction, whatever you have posted, you can select invoice journal. You can select the voucher in the top. You can click on the voucher. Okay, voucher will be shown. For you, if it is now, voucher is not displaying. In case if it is not displaying, you can go to, in case if it is not displaying, go to general ledger, collapse all, periodic tasks, sorry, not this one, periodic tasks, subledger journal entry is not yet transferred. So here it will be shown, you need to transfer now, then voucher will be shown. Okay, so actually the performance of the system is going down. So to this one, to improve performance, I have stopped this Microsoft Dynamics 365. This is services. In the type in here, I'm typing SER services. If you click services, it will be opened. And if you select anyone and click on M, it will show you Microsoft Dynamics 365 Unified Operations Batch Management Services. I have disabled, and Data Import Export Framework I have disabled. If these two are disabled, then application performance will be faster. If it is that one, the voucher will not be posted, it will be here. You need to transfer now. Then it will be shown the voucher properly. Okay, free text invoice and vendor invoice will be shown after transferring now only. The reason behind, as I told you, this batch jobs, I'm going to say this one, these batch jobs are uninstalled. Okay, and this one is